So John's going to talk a little bit more about it from the risk management side. John, why don't you go ahead, talk a little bit about your agency and then what you do with FutureOffice, and then we'll take questions.
Certainly.
Okay?
Certainly. Well, thank you, everyone, for allowing me to come on and share. I have been in this business for about 14 years now with a company called Midstate, the Midstate Group out of Lynchburg, Virginia. We're a small agency as well. We've got about 23 employees total, and we pretty much work within an hour radius of Lynchburg, and our target market is very similar to Mitch's, and we are pretty much targeting anybody that has 25 employees or in the range of 25 to really 250. Because of budget constraints, we definitely have seen the need for us in larger companies. We're working on one right now that's got about 800 employees. Always amazed that these large corporations don't put a lot of money, time, or resources into their safety or human resource department. So that's where we really fit in. We consider ourselves an outsourced risk management firm with the focus of HR, safety, wellness, and leadership training. So we're definitely seeing a very large increase in the need for our type of services here in the area. I would say about 6 years ago was when our firm took a drastic course of action to change from really a copy, quote, pray model to more of a risk management service model. Going into a business of a certain size to offer really more of the HR and safety and leadership services that we knew that they weren't getting provided. And really that started with a look at executive risk policies. We have a person in the office, my father, who's got about 40 years experience dealing with executive risk. So we started looking at all of the questions that these executive risk applications asked, and we realized that our customers were not doing employee manuals or job descriptions or doing well with performance reviews or termination policies. Not only that, but not doing the training that was really necessary to do these various things well. So we're looking at something like FutureOffice. We were getting into this market, and we realized that Xywave was all over the place. We have some very big competitors in the area, and all of them seem to have Xywave. Well, I knew right away I didn't want Xywave. We had them in, we talked to them, and I really wasn't that impressed with them. Looked around, found a couple different options, but really fell in love with what FutureOffice was all about, and really the customization and the back office support that I got from them I think is invaluable. And the way that we use FutureOffice is it's not just a tool that just gets thrown around every now and then. It is a tool that's used within a very specific and disciplined process. And I would recommend that if anyone is going to be using FutureOffice to make sure that they have it part of a comprehensive strategy to really help not only your sales team, but also to help your clients. How we use it is part of our action plan. When we go out and meet with a very large client, we set up within probably the second time we meet with them after they've agreed to go through our process is we create an action plan. And within that action plan, we are going to include FutureOffice. Sort of similar like what Mitch does. We get to know the customer inside and out through a series of interviews and risk assessments. The more we learn about a customer, the more that we can customize our ultimate executive summary that we will present to them after what we call kind of our test run. And when we get to know the customer a little bit more, we get to come back towards the end and present FutureOffice. But it allows us to go through the core competencies that FutureOffice has within their system to really reinforce all of the services that we're going to provide them. It really opens up that conversation that much more and allows them really to see how much more valuable our team is going to be to their team because we're talking about these issues that really no one else has ever brought up before. So we will focus on HR. We will focus on safety, but show them the various resources within the system that they will have access to. But again, it also allows us to say, not only do you have these resources, but we get to come into your business to help you with the sexual harassment training, help you with the ADA training, the FMLA training, or the safety training. So one of the things that I love about FutureOffice is my relationship that I have with Balan and Katie and really her design team, because it doesn't do us any good if I can't get into a prospect's business. And one of the things that I love, since we really are a risk management company that really highlights education. We have an Academy of Risk Management that we're consistently every month doing a series of HR and safety seminars. Well, the SmartCasts fit into that beautifully, into our Academy of Risk Management. So Balan has been instrumental over the last year of customizing my invitations to the SmartCast, and I send them out to about 3,100 prospects each month, actually several times a month, because what Balan will do is create an invitation that shows both SmartCasts for HR in that month, but then she'll also break it down into individual invitations. And it's just a way for our sales teams to go out and talk about something other than insurance. Because once we talk about insurance, we get the door slammed on our face. Those SmartCasts really is a wonderful door opener, and when we get that person to sign up, it's another way for us to call them afterwards to talk about that subject that was on the SmartCast. The other thing that we love about FutureOffice is it is a education tool for the portal itself. So not only SmartCast, but you get to go in as an HR safety professional and really dig deeper into the various subject matters that particular area that they need to focus on. They love the legislative updates. One of the things that we definitely highlight right up front when we do our initial run-through of FutureOffice, let them know that we're going to be here to update them on all the various things that they need to be updated on. And if they need more additional information, they can always contact us to make sure that they know that we're there to help them along in the process. So the legislative updates are key. All the information, the various documents that are on there are key. I'm always surprised at the total comp statement and how people kind of flock to that right away. Not only that, but also the annual enrollment overview. So I really do see FutureOffice as a key and instrumental communication tool. That's why the internet, I believe, is so very important, and our customers have really taken to that. And we tell them up front, it's going to cost you anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 to create your own Exchange server or to buy your own Exchange server to offer yourself an internet. And most of these companies don't have the budgets to do that right now. So they're using us for their internet service so they can post that employee manual. They can post that SPD for their benefits. And now the upcoming summary of benefits and coverages, we're touting the internet as a way to get these documents out to their employees. So that's FutureOffice has been instrumental. I do have to thank Balan and Katie and her team for really helping us with that. We've got a lot of excitement from our prospects and current customers from the program.
John, we got a question, John, that popped up. It's from Alexander, who I know you know. How easy has it been to get your clients to use FutureOffice? Is there a lot of hand-holding? Talk a little bit about it, and any one of you can do this. I know, Matt, you've had some experience. How has your experience been with getting your clients to use FutureOffice? Matt, why don't you chime in on that one, then John, I'll let you, all three of you guys kind of answer that question.
It's been very easy. It's a very user-friendly product. Very easy to get them up and running and attach their documents, attach their information, get their intranet set up. Just a simple process. It's not hours and or days that I've had some previous experiences.
Well, and I know, Matt, you've come to us for a little bit of training, the support on our side with one of our trainers to help your groups. Matt's agency, it's Matt and your CSR, Matt, is that what we're calling her right now? The customer service rep. So exactly. It's Matt and then one other person, and so Matt does lean on us for some training. So I've done some training with him. Sarah's worked with him. Balan's worked with him. Back when Jane was around, she also was helpful. So Matt does come to us for that training aspect, and as you guys all know, you can use that too. So John, why don't you chime in a little bit about that? Talk to Alexander about how easy it's been to get your groups to use it.
Yeah, I think, again, it's just part of the process. Everything that we do, it just kind of hits back on where do they need to go to get the information they seek. So when we have a producer or a customer service agent in the office that provides them with information they need, we make sure that they know where it comes from. But also, when we do an employee manual for someone, we post it to their FutureOffice site. So they have to go there to get it, and we make sure that we educate them on this is how it's best to deliver this to your employees. Again, they're not there to be a print shop. They're there to deliver it once and make sure that it's now on their intranet so that the employees have access to that when they need to get another copy. And two, the employee benefits section on the intranet has been a real favorite amongst our customers, so that their employees can get access to that that group ID number and all the forms that they need as an employee in order to add a dependent or file a drug claim, or et cetera. They don't have to keep coming back to the HR person to get this information. So it's really key in training the HR or the key people inside a business to make sure that they're pushing the information out to their employees through the internet, and it just gets more and more people to use that system.
Mitch, do you have anything to add to that, or have they kind of?
When they see how easy it is, and we go back a few weeks after and we continue to go through different parts of within the system, we continue to send them emails in that first couple of weeks to make sure they're going in and utilizing the system. So we haven't seen a real issue with it.
Now, I know you guys have had some users on XyWave, especially you, Mitch. What's the feedback you got from XyWave to FutureOffice?
The only thing that they miss is the vacation tracking on the system, which we work around. That we just show them the rest of the benefits to the system, and they forget about the vacation tracking very quickly. So, when you can do the communication and provide a more efficient platform for the employees and the employers to use, we've seen great success, and our retention and new business speaks to it. Anybody that's utilizing FutureOffice Network and utilizing it, and we try to get them to utilize it on a daily basis, they don't even bid us out.
Richard, you got any questions down there, buddy?
What is the best way to get an employer to get their employees to sign on to the intranet to change their password? I mean, how do you pique their interest?
Matt?
Yeah, just make sure that, like with our intranet at Midstate, we actually spent years ago a great deal of money to put in our own intranet. This is before we had FutureOffice, and to make people use it, just like what we tell our FutureOffice users, is that you got to make sure everything is posted there. Use the calendar. Use the make sure that you're putting all the documents up there that they need. And if they come to you as an HR or safety person asking you for a document that you know is on the intranet, you don't give it to them. You force them to go to the intranet to get the documents, and pretty soon they'll stop asking the HR department for those documents. They'll know that those documents, or this is the area to get that information on the intranet. So you gotta force them by putting information up there that they know that they need, and not giving it to them any other way but the intranet.
Carrie, do you have anything, or Greg down in Illinois? You guys have any questions?
I don't have any questions. I think we're doing a good job of moving forward with using the FutureOffice Network. And I will say that John Basten was very instrumental for us signing on to FutureOffice Network. He was quite the ambassador for you guys when we first started talking about it.
Well, thank you.
Glad to help out any way I can.
Heather, Matt, over in Michigan, how about you guys? Anybody in the Ottawa Ken office have any questions?
This is Matt. I've got a question. I guess Mitch mentioned that, Colin, you helped put together I don't know if you said a 35-slide PowerPoint type presentation.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something that you could put on an iPad if you just open up that conversation, or if you had a first meeting and to talk to them about it, and you just, whether you simplified it to 10, 15, or 20 slides or whatever, but if you have something rather than recreating the wheel on that, because that's kind of a challenge right now. It's early for us to go, for me anyway, to go in, and there's so much there to really go and figure out what to talk about. It might be nice to have something visual for them to look at rather than just skipping around on the a demo site.
Well, Matt, I can send you kind of a generic one. Or Mitch, would you have a problem with me sending him the one that we created for you so you can just take a look at it?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? Henry, you got any more questions? Keith?
No, I'm good. Thanks, Mitch. I appreciate that.
Well, if we don't have any more questions, we want to thank everybody for taking the time to join us today. Hopefully this was beneficial to everybody, and you guys took some things that you can use away to sell FutureOffice and how to position it. And want to thank Mitch and Matt and John. But if there's any more questions, feel free to give me a call or or shoot us an email to ask those, and we'll get those off to who's ever talking about that kind of stuff. So thank you again, Mitch, John, Matt, everybody. Have a great day, and if we can help you out in any way we can, you guys know, give us a call.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.